Welcome to the Editor's Note Comics Podcast.
I think that this world, it needs men that are willing to make the hard call.
Central Maine's best comics podcast, by default.
Ain't no thing like me except me.
Here are your hosts, Zach and Jared.
Maps come with me. No. When do we start?
You know what this week is?
It is the last week of April.
It's Infinity War week, okay? Yeah, 10 years in the making.
Wait, hold on. Is that a patch of gray in the back? Wait.
Oh, yeah, in the back of my head.
Right there. Wow, it's just...
Oh, yeah.
But did you get paint? Or is that just like it's a streak?
Oh, no, I'm getting gray.
No, over here on your left side, behind your ear. Have you been painting today?
No, if it's just must be gray.
But the thing about this... Oh, wait. Did we do that again? Oh, it was like some dandruff or some sort of flake or something.
Oh, no,
No, it was like a little, like, somebody had taken an eraser and just, like...
Well, I don't think I had an eraser's worth of dandruff behind my ear.
Stranger things have happened in this basement.
No, I'm not even salt and pepper yet, but yeah, I've been noticing more grays recently.
Push it real good.
Yeah. I'm still more pepper than I am salt.
Yes. You're more, I can't think of another.
Yeah, all mine, it's been in the sides and in the back.
That's where it starts, man.
Going for the Reed Richards.
or Doctor Strange.
Or yes. But, not as smart.
No.
But I'm more non-fictional.
True. How's life in the construction zone? I think we should have a weekly segment called Highway to the Construction Zone and have Sound Guy take like Highway to the Danger Zone and then like come up with it and you could tell a funny construction story from the week. Because I just had this feeling that as this whole thing unfolds as they're rebuilding downtown Hollowell, funny things have to happen every week where you look out the window and you're like, wow.
It's not like laugh out loud stuff. I mean, yesterday I saw a vehicle get stuck in a hole.
Okay, see there, that was a big hole in front of the store too.
Yeah, boy.
Like a crater.
Yeah, it's filled in now.
So wait a minute, tell me more about this vehicle that got stuck in a hole. Was it a passenger car?
No, it was one of the construction vehicles.
It just went into the hole?
I'm like, fantastic. So...
just leave it there. Yeah. Fill it in.
Boy, you guys are really on top of this. No, there was one night I was taking my signs out at the end of the night, and this one of the guys starts complaining. He's like, boy, these Hollowell shoppers, they really want to get through these crosswalks. Weird guy to complain to.
Yeah. Hi, I'm a business owner, and I like that they come through these crosswalks.
Shucks, I'm sorry that this is an inconvenience to you.
Do you like that they
Please, may I step aside and put down a carpet for you, sir?
Do you like that they put up that rope lighting?
It doesn't really affect anything, but yeah, it's nice.
Yeah. It's some ambiance.
Pretties are up. Pretties up the big hole.
Yes. Did you see this guy today, maybe, perhaps? There was a guy as I was driving through downtown Hollowell. He had like a machine. It was like a compactor / roller thing, but it had like spikes on it. But it was remote controlled. This guy's there like playing with like a remote controlled tool.
Yeah, they got a couple of those, I think. It's not that exciting for me, I promise you.
No.
Watching a man drive around construction equipment.
What are the odds that like we could get you to go out there and ask him, could I drive that for a second?
I don't think they'd let me.
Do you think you could try and get sponsorship on the sides of their construction equipment, like a little billboard, like Editor's Note Comics?
I already have my little banner.
Yes.
Trendsetter.
You were the first one.
I was.
And then there was a whole article in the paper about not doing it, and then businesses were allowed to do it.
Yeah, because it was like all those murals were going in downtown to like make it ready for driving. But then some jackass just walked to the middle of the construction zone to take photos and into traffic. And they're like, yeah, no more of that.
And there are people rubbernecking doing it as well.
Yeah.
That is narrow to get down there. I love that they're trying to like have on-street parking on Water Street, but it is also super narrow and just dangerous.
But yeah, I guess that's it for, a parking update. Let's do the thing that's the news.
Before we get started, does anyone want to get out?
It's time for the news.
Sad news this week. A death.
I thought we were going to say we didn't have any Brian Michael Bendis news.
Oh, we got it.
Okay.
There was a death this week in television. Ash vs. Evil Dead has been canceled after 3 seasons. Pour one out.
I only have one tonight.
Not on the carpet.
Okay, here.
Don't touch my stuff.
It was your whiskey. Let's clarify what I touched.
Yeah, that kind of bums. I like that show. It's fun having the sequel to Evil Dead, and the writing was on the wall. The first 2 seasons were released in October for obvious, reasons, and this one got pushed back to March. The scariest month. And amazingly enough, it got canceled after it had been deeply delayed.
We're on the backside of March, man. March is done. Bring on summer.
Yeah, but goodbye, Ash, yet again.
Oh wait, April. We're in April. Damn, my bad.
I was just gonna let it slide.
No, thank you.
I think that's my only sad news this week. I guess unless you want to count the Masters of the Universe is still moving forward.
No, I'm pumped for that. Bring it on.
Boy, I'm not.
Dolph Lundgren, that shit, baby.
With the Knee Brothers. Ever heard of them? Unlikely. They've done one indie movie.
They also have found some shrubberies. A nice shrubbery, but not too nice.
I feel like that's the new thing in Hollywood after like the success of the Russos. Like, we need to find some indie brothers, and that'll make us cash. I don't care.
Money.
I don't want this to happen. But also, I'm not going to see it, so it doesn't really affect my life. It can or cannot happen, and the amount of times I watch it will be the same.
0.
Yeah.
Did you ever watch the Masters of the Universe movie?
I have never seen it.
What?
Why would I want... No, I'm aware enough of it that I know to stay away.
Come on, man.
I know that it's Dolph Lundgren in a leather thong, and he goes to regular Earth, which sounds even more boring than that cartoon that I didn't like or ever watched.
Because you hated that type of animation.
Yeah, it's just not my thing.
Whatever.
Trailers galore this week. It's another week, so there has to be another Deadpool trailer, because, we've had 17 of those so far?
Yes.
Yeah.
I like it, though.
I was more on board for this one.
You know what I like about the Deadpool trailers, and Deadpool in general, is they're smart. They're like comic book smart. They're like pop culture smart. They break the fourth wall in smart ways.
I think my favorite thing is they showed Shatterstar. Shatterstar is not a good character. Shatterstar is kind of lame, and he's very 90s, but they made him look perfectly 90s. He has a big, stupid triangle face or hole in his helmet and a giant pink ponytail.
It works.
It looks so dumb, but I kind of love it.
But it works.
And I'll kind of we'll see if the references make it, but referencing, Thanos and referencing the DC universe. But my favorite, for a movie you haven't seen, and I recommend you never do, there was an X-Men Origins Wolverine reference in that terrible movie where early on Deadpool slices a bullet in half and then deflects a room full of bullets flying at him with swords that he's just waving hither and thither.
Hither and yon is probably better than hither and thither.
I stand by. Say that again?
Hither and thither.
Okay, nice lisp.
You like that? I did that on purpose for you.
But I like that Cable just shoots him a ton of times.
Oh, your bullets are really fast.
Yeah. So that was a good gag. I liked that. I don't know. We'll see. I feel like I go every other trailer. I'm like, it looks fine. Now it looks bad. Then it's good. Then it's bad. So we'll see.
I don't think it's going to outright objectively suck.
It could just be fine.
I think it'll be fun.
Hopefully. I mean, that's the ideal one.
Yes.
Not be terrible. But we'll see.
Just above mediocre.
They say it's the final trailer, which is good because they've had so many. And then after a quick leak on the internet, Sony dropped the Venom trailer.
Yes.
Because the money shot at the end leaked about 6 hours before the main trailer. So then Sony said, screw it, here it is.
Yep. Oh, all right. They got it.
Kind of like the Deadpool trailer. Looks fine. Maybe it'll be terrible. I don't really like Tom Hardy's voice. People thought Bane was a crazy big choice for him to be oh. But in this, he just sounds like a nerd.
You know what?
A whiny little nerd.
You know what kind of reminded me a little bit of? It reminded me a little bit of Ben Affleck Daredevil. The trailer, kind of the setup, the feel.
Do not remember the trailer. We don't need to watch it. It's fine.
No, I'm talking about the movie. Just the movie.
Oh, I thought you meant the Daredevil trailer from 2002. I'm like,
what the hell that was?
I hope not. We'll see.
You don't like that movie, do you?
No, it's no good. It's no good.
He made me miss.
In all fairness, I do love Colin Farrell because he is so insanely over the top, just chewing the scenery as hard as he can.
Oh yeah, massively.
So terrible movie, and I mean that's a terrible performance, but it's so good, it's amazing.
Hey, you know what? We got Evanescence from that, so that was that was a plus.
Are they still around? That style of music is dead.
I don't know if they're around.
I couldn't tell you the last time I heard an Evanescence song.
I can arrange for that.
It's fine. You don't need to. I don't need to feel angsty.
I'm just trying to do you a solid, man.
It's not helping anything.
It's not hurting anything
I think
either.
that soundtrack has 3 Evanescence songs on it. It's crazy.
Now I'm going to fact check it. I got to find out.
That's now you have to look up the Daredevil soundtrack, see how many Evanescence songs are on it.
Exactly. I don't really care about Evanescence so much as I care about the Evanescence soundtrack.
I like that they're having Venom be his own character, which is very comic book accurate of the internal monologue of the two of them talking. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
The design of Venom, I mean, we only see the face. I'm curious what they're going to do with the body, if they're going to have the big white spider. But I do like it better than what we saw in the Spider-Man 3 from all those years ago. I did not do any trailer breakdown, side note. Didn't feel the need.
There were only 2 Evanescence songs on that.
My mistake.
Other people on that album, by the way, Saliva.
Wow, I haven't... I never would have been able to pull that band out of my head ever again.
Seether.
I remember them at least.
Nickelback.
Unfortunately, remember them.
Nappy Roots was on there.
That's another one. That's right up there with Saliva.
Moby.
Okay, yeah, Moby's still around.
Chevelle.
Wow, yeah.
Here's one. You ready for this? Ubastank.
Yeesh.
Flaw.
I remember Flaw.
Flaw wasn't on there. I just wanted to see a reaction.
Oh, yeah.
12 Stones was also on there.
I don't remember that one at all.
Oh,
Do you know that one? Do you know 12 Stones?
I knew 12 Stones,
Okay,
yeah.
I don't know that one.
I kind of liked that music when I was in college, in high school.
New metal, spelled N-U.
Yep, right there on Pop Grunge and New Metal with NU.
Yeah.
It's a 74-minute soundtrack. Daredevil, the album.
Oh, jeez. Don't buy that, or buy it for 99 cents at your local CD dealer.
Michael Clark Duncan was in Daredevil, too.
Yeah, I like him.
He's dead.
I can still like him.
Yeah, I know. John Favreau was also in that.
Yeah, he was. He played Foggy Nelson. Actually, he wasn't bad as Foggy. He was one of the better parts.
Okay, I'll take it. I'm not saying he wasn't. He was good. Wasn't Kevin Smith was in that, too.
As a brief cameo, yes.
Yeah, he was like a forensics.
Yeah, something like that. And so is that guy from The Matrix, whose name I can't remember.
Joe Pantoliano.
He was also in Memento. I'm just naming things he's done now.
Yes.
I'm going to move on. Also, Jurassic World had its final trailer.
By the way, Evanescence is still a thing. They went on hiatus from 2012 to 2015, but they're back on tour.
Oh, good. Let's go. Let's see that.
Amy Lee, still leading the way.
Didn't know any of their names.
She
Fallen
was,
Kingdom trailer.
she was the really attractive lead singer.
Talking about dinosaurs now.
She's married, sorry, Jim.
Not dinosaurs who are singing crappy music, because I assume she's ancient at this point.
What about Not the Mama? Those dinosaurs?
Lost me on that one.
What?
Sorry.
You don't remember that TV show from the 90s on ABC?
Oh, that, yes. Yeah. I know dinosaurs.
It was like Roseanne meets the Flintstones.
Can we just talk about the trailer?
Okay, yes.
Look, it looks like exactly like Jurassic Park 2.
Isn't that not exactly what I said?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, look, Jurassic Park 2.
Except, here's what I think is going to happen.
Jeff Goldblum gets eaten by a dinosaur.
I think he's just going to be in that one scene. I don't think he's going to be in the rest of it.
But wouldn't it be cool if he did finally get eaten by a dinosaur?
I think they lose. I think we're going for like a Planet of the Apes situation here.
No, they
If
don't
I had to
lose.
take a stab in the dark, the dinosaurs win. I think that's how this movie ends.
And that would effectively end the franchise.
No, because there's still one more where the dinosaurs have taken over. Planet of the Apes style.
Yeah, but in Planet of the Apes style, like Rise and Revenge, all the Planet of the Apes movies, we don't get Earth back.
Yeah, that's what I think is going to happen. I think that's what the third movie is going to be.
No, you know what's going to happen in the third movie? Think about, here it is. Remember in Jurassic Park,
They lose a little boy on an island and
God
have to
makes
find him.
dinosaurs. God destroys dinosaurs. God makes man. Man makes dinosaurs. Dinosaur destroys man. Woman inherits the earth.
Or a meteor hits us.
Easy. That's too close to home. Literally, there was one that was like within the distance between the earth and the moon that we didn't know. We didn't see it. It's like, oh, look at that. That's like coming over the knoll of a road and almost hitting a car head on.
I don't know. The trailers aren't doing anything for me with this movie. I don't think it looks bad, but
I think we've seen this movie before.
yeah, I'm not seeing anything that's grabbing me. Because it looks, we're seeing like the Velociraptor opening the door. We're seeing the hybrid dinosaur, and they did that in the last movie. We're seeing the same plot from Jurassic Park
But you
2.
really dug the last movie.
The last 15 minutes are outstanding. Outstanding 15 minutes of just dinosaurs fighting each other.
I bet you giggled in the theater.
It was pretty fantastic.
The only thing it needed was to be in space.
Yeah, maybe that's where they go next. There was, years ago, there's concept art that leaked online, like the original Jurassic Park 4 was going to be this weird, human dinosaur hybrid thing, and they were going to use them as weapons of war.
I think you're going to see the weapons of war dinosaur thing in this.
Yeah. I like how they're like, we know the velociraptors could be trained. I'm like, one guy did it with 4 of them when he raised them from birth and nurtured them and built a connection. You're all idiots. I hope they take over Planet of the Apes style.
They're all just birds, Zach. All just birds.
I don't want to see a feathery dinosaur. At this point, I have it in my brain.
That they're supposed to be other reptilian type people.
Yeah.
Well,
I
whatever.
think it's visually more interesting than a big bird.
I don't think they really know. How do they know that things like the T-Rex's eyesight was based on movement?
I don't think that's real.
I don't think it's real either.
No,
But
I
still,
think that's been scientifically disproven.
I don't think you could disprove or disprove it because we don't have a T-Rex eye.
You know what I'm going to trust? People smarter than us with degrees who have done years of research.
That's pretty much everyone on the planet.
Versus us just going, I don't think the science adds up. The science that we know nothing about. So as we mentioned, and as I'm sure you know, because let's face it, everyone's going to go see it. Infinity War is out this week. Everyone's happy about it, except for James Cameron,
Why?
who just needs to stop talking.
Why is he?
Every time he publicly says anything, he's done a ton of great movies. Terminator 2, Aliens.
What's his problem?
I have a quote. He hopes that fatigue sets in. His quote was, "Not that I don't love the movies," which, asterisk means he does not love the movies. It's just, come on, guys, there are other stories to tell besides hypergonadal males without families doing death-defying things for 2 hours and wrecking cities in the process. It's like, oi, says the man making Terminator 6 and 4 additional Avatar sequels simultaneously.
I feel like we had a similar quote about that before.
Well, he opened up his mouth about Wonder Woman. He's like, this isn't a strong female character. She's too pretty. You can't be a strong female and be pretty. Then a couple of years back, he was like, Terminator Genesis is the best movie since mine. Because I think they just showed him the first 10 minutes, which was just a recap of his movies. He just needs to stop publicly saying things.
Just make movies.
Or go in your submarine. You have submarine money.
Yeah, you can go to the bottom of the Marianas Trench money.
Also, and it inspired me to do this episode. We're not doing it for a little while, but James Cameron once wrote, or he didn't do the full script, he did a treatment with some dialogue, and he was going to make a Spider-Man movie in the 90s when the rights were kind of floating from studio to studio, and it is weird. The highlight of the script is when he has a weird bondage sex scene with Mary Jane on top of the Brooklyn Bridge, and he describes himself as a spider and how spiders have sex and restrain the females, and but it has to be a strong female to allow something like this to happen consensually. It's weird. It's real weird.
At least he wasn't having sex with praying mantis.
No, but it's...
Because praying mantises kill their mates.
And it's full of a ton of swearing and all this. It's really weird. It's a deeply uncomfortable script, and I'm going to make you read a treatment. Not for a while.
Okay.
It's going to be the most reading you'll have to do for the show.
Oh, wow.
It's on the internet. It's not hard to find, but it is weird. I'm like, you know what, James Cameron? Maybe you're just mad that you're not part of this club.
All right. I can't wait to read the story treatment.
But this was brought up to Kevin Feige, and he put such a spin on it. He's like, oh, he said he loves our movies. That's the most positive way you could have spun that quote, buddy.
Yeah, that's a lot.
A guy who starts
that's
with,
really reaching.
Not that I don't love these movies. He says he likes our movies. That's what I heard. But I haven't really heard Feige really badmouth anyone. I think he generally tries to keep it positive. James Cameron also said that Avatar was going to be like The Godfather. It's going to be all about family, and a dysfunctional family, I guess. So, way to tie yourself to one of the greatest movies and movie sequels of all time. There's only 2 of them.
Okay.
I'm not sure if you knew that or not.
I understand.
I don't know. Maybe these movies are going to be Godfather 3.
But see,
nothing but parody and cousins having sex with each other.
You and I've talked about this. Godfather 3 is it's weird, but I don't hate it.
I hate it.
I know you do. We've talked about this on the show.
Why do the cousins have sex?
I don't know.
The fruit, the idea of whenever you see oranges, someone dies, and at the end it just drops from Michael's crotch, hits the ground with a thud, and he dies. It's supposed to be a serious moment. First time I saw it, I laughed.
Fair enough.
But it becomes parody at the end. It's so bad.
Somebody somewhere needed money.
Look, it has one good line.
Just when I thought I was out, they pull me back in.
Yeah, that doesn't make up for 3 hours.
It also really goes hard at the Vatican and corruption in the Catholic Church.
And
By
all
the way,
cousin sex. That's a real sticking point for me. It's so bad.
This will make you excited. I brought some news to you tonight.
Fantastic.
Because you're a Stephen King fan, right?
Mm-hmm. I've read 1 or 2.
Yeah, 1 or 2. Guess what movie is being greenlit to start pre-production on?
I don't know.
They're going to adapt The Long Walk.
Okay, good book.
Yeah, New Line Cinema. We'll be doing that. That's all I really had.
All right.
But I had it up on my phone. I remembered when I came over. I said, I want to tell Zach some news. Maybe he doesn't know.
Speaking of news, B&B, baby.
Yes.
What is Bendis up to now?
We're gabbing about Bendis. It's this week's news about Brian Michael Bendis.
Bendis.
Starring in Action Comics 1000, which came out last week to a rousing success, Bendis had his first Superman story, and it looks like he's already going to be changing the thing. You know how Krypton blows up?
Yes.
Vaguely, because it changes from time to time, what caused it.
Well, it's either overmining or the sun goes supernova.
Science bad, and then it all blows up.
Yes.
But he introduced a new character, which will be covered in his 5 or 6, I don't remember now, weekly series that's going to happen when the other Superman books are off, called Rogol Zar. Hope I don't have to say that name again.
Rogol Zar.
Yeah. Who apparently was the one who actually destroyed Krypton. Dun dun dun.
What a jerk.
Yeah. So he is messing with the lore. Find out soon in his Man of Steel miniseries what's up with Rogol Zar.
Tell me more.
That's all I have.
Oh.
He was in a page. Stretching for Bendis news here. It's fine.
I like the name Rogol Zar. I like our B&B news.
It's really hard to make up new character because every character at this point has a name. Any weird alien permutation you can do, you got to stretch to find something.
I'm following the Bruins game right now for Jared's sports reports.
It's game 7, right?
It's game 7. And it's a good game. I'll tell you more about it during Jared's Sports Reports. Although it doesn't matter because you probably already know the final score by the time we get here.
A little bit more comic book news. With the Fantastic Four returning, it looks like they're also going to be bringing something back with them. The Future Foundation. What is the Future Foundation, you ask? Fine, don't ask. I'll just answer it for you.
Does it have to do with the Fantastic Four?
It does.
Because it's FF.
The Future Foundation was a group of super smart people from the Marvel Universe.
From the future.
No, they're not from the future. But they all came together
to form a foundation.
To solve the problem of everything, which was like find a way to save the world, kind of.
Okay.
It looks like that's coming back because we see on their children, Valeria and Franklin, their costumes don't have the number 4, they have the FF thing. So Future Foundation looks like it's coming back. And hey, Star Wars crosses with comics.
What? Never.
Yeah. Right now, the Poe Dameron series, which has all been kind of pre-Episode 7 up to this point, they've now jumped to the future. So they've done this, like 2 weeks ago was their first post-Episode 8 story that's come out. But one of the things it's going to be doing is answering some Last Jedi questions. And the example that they gave is like, where was Black Squadron during all this? You know, that team of elite fighters that was nowhere to be seen?
I don't even know who you're talking about.
Like how Poe Dameron has like his
own group,
his black one. Yeah, and he has like this whole group, and we saw a bit of them in Force Awakens.
Yeah, that would have been nice to have during the...
Instead of just having one fighter pilot, you know, have an elite squadron.
Yeah, especially when you fought the Dreadnought.
Yeah, would have been helpful.
Maybe.
So yeah, Poe Dameron is going to be answering that and other questions. Actually, it's kind of fun to read right now just because you're getting a little bit ahead of when Episode 9 is coming. There's only been one so far, so I can't speak a ton to it, but I liked it.
Still a year and a half away.
Yeah, so if you want to get into the future of Star Wars, Poe Dameron, baby, that's the series for you. Also, it looks like there's going to be a Nova movie. That's it. It was just vaguely said by Kevin Feige that it would happen probably in the immediate future, so we'll see.
Oh, like a Nova Prime movie?
No, because we'll see. Because, I mean, Nova as a individual character, it's kind of like Marvel's answer to the Green Lanterns, Space Police. But we just kind of saw the Nova Corps. It's kind of a watered-down version. But Nova's usually Richard Rider or his son, Sam? I think his name is? Yeah, Sam. And, you know, they talk to their helmet, who's a computer.
Okay, cool.
And they fly around space. It's Space Police.
Got like space chips.
Yes, it's chips. It's chips in space.
Okay, good.
Hopefully they won't remake it.
But would you have to call it NIPS then? NOAA Intergalactic Highway Patrol?
Sure.
Like how I did that? That was pretty cool right there. I'm so proud of myself.
He's just getting drunk off very tiny bottles of alcohol.
Yep.
With nips.
Yes.
That was the joke there.
Cheese nips are far inferior to Cheez-Its, by the way.
I don't really...
Speaking of nips.
I just want the tiny bottles of airplane booze.
That's reasonable and fair. Like the time that you made a piñata and filled it with nips.
I called it a booze-yada.
You did. It was very creative on your part. I'm proud of you. I was proud of you then. I was also proud of you now.
Oh, boy. That was so... And when I bought the piñata, I asked the girl at the counter, I'm like, hey, do you know where I can get some nips? And I think she thought I meant something else. I'm like, no, the little bottles of alcohol. She's like, oh, okay, yeah.
Little 99-cent bottle, yeah.
She's like, go to that store over there. I'm like, fantastic, thank you. I apologize for this conversation. It's not what I meant.
Yeah.
I felt bad.
Pretty crass. Oh, how was your trip? Oh, some asshole came in and bought a piñata and asked about nips.
Ugh. Yeah, it makes me cringe. I'm like, I should have found a different way to phrase that in the moment.
Do you have the mini bottles of alcohol?
Do you have the time?
Do you have the shooters?
Yeah. I guess I'll do it for the news that matters. So we can go on to Jared's sports reports.
He's running down the middle by the 50. He's at the 30. Bare-chested. The guy is drunk, but there he goes. Oh, and they tackle him at the 40-yard line.
It's time for another Jared Sports Report.
What the hell do you mean the news that matters? By the way, it's midway through the third period. Bruins are up 5-4 after getting outscored 2 goals in the third period, and now they're up a goal. So anyway, it's irrelevant because this is all in the past by the time this makes it to the airwaves. Boston Celtics are tied up with the Milwaukee Bucks.
No, they're up.
No, they're up 3-2. That's right. After a rough couple of games in Milwaukee, they go back to Milwaukee this week, and if need be, they'll finish back at the Garden for a Game 7 against the Milwaukee Bucks. Let's see what else. The Red Sox got no hit in the last week, which sucked, but it was also cool to see a no-hitter. So that was a thing that happened, but they're still one of the hottest teams in baseball. The Bruins are in a Game 7 in their first round playoff series against the Toronto Maple Leafs in the Stanley Cup playoffs. And big news for Patriots fans. Rob Gronkowski announced on his Twitter and Instagram that he had met with Bill Belichick and announced his intentions to return and play for the Patriots next season. And what was the hashtag he put on it? He put an interesting hashtag, a very Gronkonian hashtag.
I don't know what he usually hashtags.
He's a party animal.
Gronk for days.
That's actually not far off.
Let's get. I don't know. How can I like change Crunk into Gronk? Gronk.
Did I ever tell you, or did you ever hear about the book A Gronking to Remember?
Jesus.
See, here's this tweet. I met with Coach today and informed him we'll be back for the 2018 season with the Pats. I have been working out, staying in shape, and feel great. Looking forward to another championship run. #bands make her dance.
Fantastic. And then, of course, the big sports news of the day, the owners' meeting that got leaked.
I haven't read that one yet.
It's big.
Is it the NFL owners meeting where they want to get rid of the kickoff?
No, talking about kneeling and Trump.
Oh, I did not see this today.
This is a big news story. Let's pause the show. You look into this. It's like we were never gone.
Mm.
So, big news out of the NFL.
Oh, yeah. There was leaked audio from a secret owners and players summit, which they never really get together, the owners and the players, in a format like this. But this meeting was supposed to be confidential. Roger Goodell said this meeting needs to be confidential. But, again, here's my problem with this. If you think something needs to be confidential, why would you record it?
It got leaked.
Well, no, but there were audio tapes of it.
Yeah, but I don't think that he knew it was being recorded. I think this was hidden audio.
Oh, okay.
I think someone recorded it and then leaked it. But they leaked it months later, so this was back from October.
Yeah. So it's interesting. It deals a lot with Colin Kaepernick and kneeling for the national anthem and how the league needs to address social issues. Interesting quotes in the New York Times piece, but some of them, they're all out of context. It's real easy when you listen to that to pull out hot takes and pull out salacious quotes. So I think it's evident that the league feels the need to address this, and they did last year, and they still do now. It'll be interesting to see if there's been more meetings since then. I would imagine there have been, and now in the offseason. So the league has kind of a unified front. It's real interesting. There's some different perspectives by owners as well. They're definitely afraid of Trump. I think they're afraid of Trump because of what he can do to the brand. I don't think they're afraid of him shutting down the NFL. He doesn't. No, I don't think that they're. He afraid of the impact he can have. He is. That's what I read into it, but that could just be the way that the quotes that were released, because we don't have the full audio tapes. There've only been a few quotes that have been leaked and not the entire thing. One of my favorite lines from West Wing is when President Bartlet says, "I'm a human starting gun. Whenever I say something, it becomes national news." And I think the NFL owners are very cognizant of the platform and the power that President Trump has to direct the national conversation. And when you're the head of one of the world's largest economies, the NFL, how the national and world conversation is directed about your product and your brand is very important to you. I mean, it's a business. And if someone's going to talk negatively about your business, and if that person is the president of the United States, that's a problem that you have to address and find a way. Either you're united in how you respond to that, or you're divided. And I think that was the general sense from the owners and the players is, we've got to do something, but we have to be united in it. We cannot fight each other on this issue. Who knows, man? I don't. I'm not an NFL owner. I bet they're pissed that got leaked. They're not happy, I'm sure. I'm curious of the timing about it. Like, why record it in October and leak it now? Things get leaked, man. They're called leaks for a reason. I don't think it was an accident. It may not have been. Who knows? There's always anonymous sources. Who knows? Is that the reports? Those are the sports reports. I can't think of... Ended it with a weird note. Yeah, a little bit. Weird leaked audio that may hurt a brand. Or not. It doesn't really matter. I don't think that leaked audio is going to hurt the brand. I think it could hurt certain individuals based on what they said or how they said it. But interesting stuff, no doubt. Context matters, and there isn't a ton there. Yes. All right. From sports reports to reviews of comics. I guess it's time now for Jared's Reading Corner.
It's Jared's Reading Corner.
All right. So, here. This is my thoughts on Jared's Reading Corner. This is more like Jared's, I'm in the corner confused and crying because there's a lot of things happening in a lot of different places. There's a city floating over Manhattan. The Illuminati were here. So to back it up before you start just curled up in a ball, and honestly, I don't remember exactly what I gave you because I just went through it and I gave you kind of the most prevalent part that's going to connect to Infinity War. This week we were talking Infinity. This is kind of an opus, if you will, written by Jonathan Hickman. And what does it cover? Why is this important? Especially for Infinity War. Because it has the Infinity Gems and Thanos. It does have those things. It also has the Avengers in it. Thank my God, you're selling this book so well. All right, why don't you tell me what happened? I don't know. I have no clue. Okay. So I think when you watch the movie, you'll start putting things together like, oh, that's why I read this. It kind of tells where the Infinity Stones are. The Illuminati each have their own Infinity Gem. I don't think we're going to see the Illuminati.
And no, it's not the Illuminati that you find on the back of your dollar bills. It's the Marvel Illuminati, made up of the smartest individuals. And yeah,
Yes.
they have all received their own Infinity Stone, but they've all disappeared. What we start with is we start with an Outrider. This is the introduction to the Outriders, which is going to be an alien species that we see in... we've seen them in the Infinity War trilogy. They're kind of like the nameless, faceless army.
Kind of like the Chitauri.
Yeah, but I mean, they have personalities in this. But this whole thing is they're going from planet to planet. Either
There was a 4-eyed dinosaur that ate a guy, too.
they're either asking for the gauntlet or a sacrifice. And the sacrifice is like...
A tribute.
I'm sorry, yeah. And the tribute is like cutting off all of the heads of certain children, like ages like 6 to 18, and presenting them to Thanos, and then he won't kill you all. He's like, you either get to die a little bit or you get to die a lot. It's your choice. Or you give me the Infinity Gauntlet.
Okay, well, anyway.
And it's all being run in the background by Corvus Glaive, who's going to be our main general. This is also the introduction to Thanos' Black Order
Yes.
that we'll all be seeing in the movie. These are the reasons to read this book.
Yeah, because there was Proxima Midnight was in there. There was a lot of... There's just, like, with this... By the way, when did, not Infinity, Eternity. When did Eternity become a woman?
I don't know.
Because definitely Eternity was a woman in this. I can tell you that because she had shapely body.
Oh, that's not Eternity. That's a different character.
Oh.
Don't worry about it. She's not going to be in Infinity War.
Can you see how I would think that was
Yes.
Eternity? Anyway, it's become evident that Thanos is beginning to get ready to invade Earth. And he's going after the Infinity Gems. And what I gathered, because there was a lot, this is dense. The short reading was dense. Captain America and some of the Avengers are going out to face him in space, and Tony Stark is being left behind to kind of enact the Earth defense systems. And there was a giant battle in Wakanda.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of similarities that we're going to see in the movie. Like, we're going to see a team in space. So what this team in space does is they try and get other races together to try and help protect Earth, because Thanos isn't just coming for Earth, he's coming for everyone. So we need to band together a bunch of alien races. There's going to be a team on Earth that's going to be trying to defeat Thanos. So like you said, we also see a massive battle in Wakanda. And what this book shows you, and what I think we're going to see in the movie, is you don't mess with Wakanda.
Oh, Wakanda wins.
Wakanda wins. But this book also presents something really interesting. Like, Thanos says he's going to Earth, and a bunch of the aliens that he's united with get kind of nervous. Like, you don't go to Earth. Everyone who goes to Earth loses.
But then he's like, well, the thing is, the Earth doesn't have the Avengers right now, because they're in outer space coming for me.
Yeah.
Thanos is smart in that regard. Oh, this is one of my favorite lines. As they are leaving in one of the space Quinjets to go, Captain America goes, "Hope for the best, Tony, and plan for the worst." And Tony responds with, "How about you just take care of this? I'm getting tired of end-of-the-world scenarios."
Yeah.
Just win.
I mean, I only had to do a small part. This originally was a 6-issue mini. The trade that we have also collects all the side stories, which, in all fair, they're really good. I knew giving this to you was going to be dense. I knew it was going to be difficult. But if you take the time to read the whole thing and...
The whole book?
Yeah, what you get is... I mean, you get a space opera. This thing is sprawling. This is like Star Wars, but for like Marvel. It's such a big event, and it's so great. Like, truly, if you can sit down and dissect it, and honestly, even if you know the material, it's a little bit of a hard read.
Who is the dead woman on the moon with the Watcher, by the way? Can you explain that to me?
I don't remember.
I knew that was the Watcher, though.
It is the Watcher.
I remember that because two things. There's a giant head, and he's on the moon. Also, where was Reed Richards? Why was he just like off in some other ethereal plane?
If memory serves, the Fantastic Four were off in space trying to not die of cancer or something.
Oh.
Or save their powers. I don't remember.
Do you think we'll see any Fantastic Four?
No.
Will there be any hints to the Fantastic Four?
I doubt it. Not yet.
Wolverine's in this too. And what was going on in Atlantis? I thought Atlantis was more of like a DC thing.
No, that's Namor's land. There's actually, if you go back to Silver Age of Marvels, there's 2 different Atlantises. And this is following up off of...
Like there's 2 different Portlands. Portland, Maine, Portland, Oregon.
Yeah, but there's 2 Atlantises. This is, that's a long story. The short version is when Namor was taken over by the Phoenix, he destroyed Wakanda. So then Black Panther's still pissed, so he destroys Atlantis.
Fair enough.
But we're not going to be getting that in this movie.
Oh, I also love that Black Panther line. Like, I'm looking for the king of the dead. He's like, yes, I am the king of the dead and your lord. And he broke his hand while beating that guy.
But what you get in this book, and we didn't read enough of it to get to the payoffs, but this book builds so well and it becomes so dire and it has so many different plot threads. And it reads really confusingly for a while. And they kind of play with the format. Like, they always have these chapter breaks, like these a white page.
But what's interesting is all of these places where these invasions were going to members of the Illuminati.
Yeah, to try and find
Black Panther,
stones.
Doctor Strange, Beast.
which I think, again, the Doctor Strange scene is going to be what we've seen that in the trailers of Doctor Strange being tortured by Ebony Maw. And ultimately, if you read this book, I've read a lot of Thor in my days. This has my all-time favorite Thor moment, which you didn't read.
No, because I was like, there's no Thor in this.
It's deep in there. And you also ultimately, I think this book, a lot more than a lot of other Thanos books shows, is you get to really see the power of Thanos in this book. Again, not as far as we got into it, because there's a bunch of stuff that happens before that we were just going to get lost on.
Yeah, but like the Inhumans living above New York City.
Yeah, they were all done with living on the moon at that point.
So they decided they just wanted like some Earth atmosphere?
Floating city.
Cool enough. Do the people of New York understand there's a floating city above them, or is it hidden from them?
I don't remember.
Oh. Because wouldn't that block out the sun?
They're not Mr. Burns.
They would cast a shadow.
Yeah.
Also, I was trying to figure out, which stone does Beast have?
The colors don't match. The colors in the movies do not match the colors in the books.
Well, Doctor Strange has a green one, and the Agamotto was green.
Again, they don't match at all.
Whatever.
Don't try and match them to the movie colors.
Okay.
Like, at the end of this book, we get to see Thanos' real power. Because, I mean, seeing him in the Infinity Gauntlet, like, he has a big gauntlet that shoots lasers and can snap you out of existence or turn you into a thing of glass.
I did like how they called the Black Order the Cull Obsidian.
Yeah, now Cull Obsidian they changed the name from Black Dwarf is now called Cull Obsidian, even though they were referred to as a whole as Cull Obsidian. Fun facts. But I'm the third time about this one. Thanos, without the Infinity Gauntlet, beats down everyone. You just get to see his raw power. Like, you see Thor coming at him with the hammer or the lightning. You think it's going to be the showdown. He doesn't even get it off. Thanos just beats his ass to the ground and fights the Hulk. And the Black Order comes into this whole thing. You see Captain America in there, and he just destroys everyone with no assistance of magical gloves.
So imagine when he has the one magical glove.
And I'm not going to
just remember when Michael Jackson put on the one magical glove, he became even more superhuman.
I already did that tweet.
I didn't see it.
Oh, I threw one up. I put 2 images of Thanos and Michael Jackson. Said who wore it best.
Good for you. Bravo.
Thought it was a funny tweet.
I made a similar joke, so great minds think alike.
Okay, good. Now I feel worse about it.
Oh, listen, screw you.
Even though this book does deal with a lot of cosmic stuff, I think more than anything, this is an Avengers book. This is all about how Earth is an Avengers world, and you don't come to Earth. You come to Earth, you will get smacked down. And it has, I do not want to spoil the moments because it's no fun. Like, I highly recommend reading this book, and it's worth every penny because it is dense, and you need to take your time, and the art is beautiful, and they have...
I do love the art.
Truly epic moments. Like I said, my all-time favorite
recent
Thor
too,
moment.
isn't it? Like
2012-ish, probably?
Yeah.
If I had to take it, 2011, 2012? Let's say 2012.
Second printing 2015, 2014.
No, I was close. Off by 2 years. Oh well.
Not bad.
But I mean, if you're looking for something big and something that deeply involves Thanos and something that's also going to be deeply tied to this upcoming movie, I highly recommend it.
The Builders. I forgot about the Builders.
I don't think the Builders are going to be in this movie. I didn't feel like talking about them. But it's a ton of characters are in this. It's very dense. I don't think it's new reader friendly.
No, it wasn't.
But you also don't need to know that much. And some of the payoffs you get, you don't need to necessarily know everything. But yeah, that's kind of a quick look at Infinity.
Oh, that was Captain Universe.
Okay, now
who I thought was Eternity.
Yeah. You're looking at this fun little index that gives you everything.
Yeah, I should have done that before.
All the people you need to know.
Instead of going right to the...
But there's like 60 characters in this.
Yeah. Skrulls.
Yes, the Skrulls are in there.
And the Mighty Avengers.
Yeah, that was Luke Cage's team, I think, at the time.
That definitely looks like there's Luke Cage down there. Cool.
I recommend it. It's like, if you like Star Wars and you like Marvel, I think this is like their big Star Wars-esque book. Is how I would...
Oh, look, Doctor Doom.
Yeah, it was a good old time.
Wow, there's a lot going on here.
Yeah, it's dense, but it's good. It's really good if you take the time to read the story. But there was not enough time in the week to get you to read this story.
No, considering this book is... How many pages?
I don't think there's a page count.
It's lot.
It's thick.
Yeah, it's 3/4 of an inch thick to an inch thick.
Oh, the rule of thumb.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's Infinity. I say read it as long as you have a passing knowledge of Marvel comics, not necessarily just
Marvel movies.
Yeah. But I also think, and I'll be curious to see what you think afterwards when we see the movie. If you're going to be like, oh, I recognize that. I think you're going to get a lot of that.
I might. There's a couple things that I'm like, I wonder if we'll see this.
Yeah, I bet from what you read, because I gave you you didn't read the whole thing. I gave you a chunk.
Yeah.
I think this is important for the movie.
But you gave me it's the
beginning.
Yes. In all of the typical story arc, it's the rising action. We haven't hit the climax yet.
Oh, and when it does, it does. That Thor moment, man, that's so good.
Just, boom.
Nice, man.
All of our questions will be answered tomorrow.
I know. Yeah, and I've avoided spoilers for the most part.
Is tonight the midnight openings?
No, tomorrow is the midnight opening. Midnight is now late evening.
Oh, okay. Because everyone that used to go to midnight openings is now 7, 8, 9, 10 years older, has jobs.
I mean, this didn't used to be the case. Midnight openings were midnight openings. Now they're like late evening.
To get ahead of spoilers and to get ahead of...
I saw one spoiler. It kind of
Leaks.
bummed me out. But then I also remembered none of this matters. It was a character death. I'm like, oh man. But then I remembered, wait, they're all just going to get resurrected in the next movie. Whatever.
All right, don't tell me.
I wasn't going to. I'm not surprised someone dies in this war.
Oh,
As people
okay.
usually do in wars. But yeah, Infinity. Read it if you know what you're doing.
If not, what would you recommend?
Go read the Infinity Gauntlet, the one we did last week.
That was much easier, relatively speaking.
Yeah, because I mean, that was 6 issues in and out.
Yes.
This is 6 issues plus a bunch of side stuff, plus a working knowledge of what was happening in Marvel Comics at the time.
I don't have any knowledge of what was happening at the time.
That's fine. I bet you'll be glad you read it when we get out of the movie tomorrow. I'll be like, aha, those things make sense now.
Yes.
But from there, I'm going to take a drink. I haven't all night.
Really? You haven't? That's impressive.
I know my throat is dry.
Well, that's because you've just been yammering along the whole time. Babada, 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 babada. What the hell's on the bottom of your glass?
This looks like a cranberry.
Oh, interesting. Well, Zach peels a cranberry off the bottom of his glass. Sound guy, it's time for letters to the editors.
Lot of questions, number one. Damn few answers.
Here's another one of your letters to the editors.
Make it so.
Have you figured out what that was? Is it a raisin? Some sort of berry?
I think it's meat.
What? I think it's meat, he says.
It smells like meat. I'm not going to try it. There's a trash can over here.
Okay, probably for the best.
Question. Which Marvel movies do you think will be the most necessary to watch before Infinity War? I almost texted this to you and then I forgot.
Oh, thank you.
I should have done that. Would have made it easier.
It would have made it a lot easier. Okay, so I think in order to fully access this, you're going to need to watch Guardians of the Galaxy.
I agree.
You're going to need to watch Civil War.
I agree.
You're going to need to watch Age of Ultron.
I half agree.
You don't need to watch. You only need to watch the first Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, I don't think you need to watch the second. I mean, we're just talking in terms of this movie.
Probably both Avengers movies.
Yeah, I mean, you can argue.
But you can get away with not watching the first Avengers movie and just watch Age of Ultron. Age of Ultron, Civil War. You don't need to watch Black Panther. I said Guardians of the Galaxy. You almost need to watch Dark World. No, maybe not. Well, no, it tells you where a couple of the Infinity Gems are or may be.
I don't think you need to know.
You don't need to watch Ant-Man.
No.
And you probably might want to watch...
I have a different list than you.
I'm trying to think if there's anything else you really need to watch to understand it. You don't really need to watch Ragnarok to understand it either.
I doubt it. If I had to take a stab in the dark, and we'll see how this holds up, I think you need to watch... You can skip most of the Phase 1 movies, just watch Avengers. Then, you didn't say... I think you need to watch Winter Soldier in order to watch Civil War, because I think you need the context of Winter Soldier for Civil War to work as a movie.
Okay.
The whole Bucky relationship. You could probably skip Avengers too. I mean, it introduces a few new characters, and
Thor's vision is important.
I mean, that was mostly about... Yeah, I mean, he lays out what the Infinity Stones are, so maybe. And you have Tony's Nightmare as well, so maybe. I'm going to say you need to watch, turn it on, but don't pay that much attention to Avengers 2.
Age of Ultron.
Well, yeah.
Calling it by its name, Zach, as a real name.
And you need to watch Guardians, I think. And I think you need to watch Black Panther, because I feel like the whole third act...
Well, it's a great movie anyway, so...
Yeah, I mean... I think the whole third act, if not more, is going to be focused out of Wakanda. So I think you need a working understanding of that world.
Okay, I can buy into that.
They might even get to Wakanda before the third act, but I feel like our last big fight is going to be there, and a lot of the story is going to be there. Because they go to Wakanda for a reason, which I have a theory on, but it's not even worth saying at this point, because I don't want to spoil things, just in case.
No.
And then between the reason that they're there and then the big fight, I think Wakanda will play a big role, so I would say Black Panther is necessary viewing before this. I've avoided reviews for the most part. Like, I think I read 2 of them, just from things I like, and the reactions seem to be generally positive, but I've mostly stayed away. I'm going to this as clean as I can.
Clean and sober.
Yeah, I mean, that'd be the plan. I don't want to go to this drunk.
No.
That'd be a silly thing to do.
It would be, especially since we're seeing it in 3D.
Oh, God, yeah, that sounds awful. But I will be getting popcorn. I so rarely get movie snacks, but I feel like this one is worthy of a movie snack.
I always get movie snacks.
You always get the worst smelling movie snacks.
Twizzlers and orange soda, man.
Also, so that you get orange soda?
Sometimes, yeah.
With Twizzlers?
Hell yeah.
Sounds disgusting.
I don't do the thing that some weird people do and like bite the two ends off the Twizzler and use it as a straw for the orange soda. I like orange soda.
I'm not really a soda guy, and boy, orange. If I was to like rank soda, orange would be way down there.
You know what a highly underrated candy is, in my opinion? And it's like I probably maybe once a year get it, if that. But when I do, I'm like, damn, these are delicious. Orange slices, the candy orange slices.
Are you 90?
With the sugar on them?
Yeah.
I'm not getting gumdrops, you asshole.
You want a Fig Newton with that?
I love Fig Newtons. Jeez. What's wrong with Fig Newtons?
Such an old person thing.
No, it's not. No, Werther's Originals are an old person thing.
Those are gone. Those are for dead people.
Dead people don't eat candy.
That generation is gone.
No, what? Why don't you like Fig Newtons?
So dry and pruny.
They're figs, not prunes.
So dry and figgy.
It's fruit and cake, man.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
All right, let's lay down some ground rules for the movie.
Fig Newtons like a fiend when I was a kid.
No talking during the movie. Open up your Twizzlers before it starts. They crinkle.
Okay. I usually have them gone before the end of the previews.
If you're bringing someone and they don't understand it, tell them deal with it.
Fair.
Or just quick finger to the mouth so you don't have to tell them that and talk during the movie.
Or I could sit next to you and then I could be a buffer between them, like them being your spouse and someone I might be bringing to the movie.
And bring a napkin or a tissue just in case there were manly tears.
I like to just let it go down in my beard and I'll absorb it.
Those are my movie ground rules.
For me?
I guess for everyone. Just
don't be a movie dick.
You know, this is going back a ways, but also keep your damn phones away. When I saw the first Avengers movie in theaters, which was a lot of fun, but like I remember when people were the loudest is when Hulk like just flings Loki around like a rag doll.
Yes.
And everyone's like, woo! Woo! And then Hulk says his one line of the movie. I'm like, I had to look it up on the internet because I'm like, I didn't hear that at all.
Puny God.
Yeah, could not. People weren't done wooing at that point. Keep your woos to a minimum.
If you woo tomorrow night, I am so calling you on it.
As long as they're minimal.
Define a minimal woo.
Enough that it doesn't interfere with the next line of dialogue so I don't have to look it up on the internet later.
Okay, fair enough.
Enjoy the movie. If you want to have a good laugh, if you want to have a good woo, just brief.
Woo.
Yeah, if you want to have a good cry, brief cry.
What if I go, wow?
Single sexy tear if you need to cry. Keep it cinematic, people.
Fair enough.
I don't know why I felt the need to give you movie rules.
I don't feel like I break the movie rules.
First and foremost, though, put your phone away.
By the way, the Bruins won.
Okay, good.
I need to know.
Hey, they're moving on.
They are.
I really hate phones in theaters.
I don't bring my phone out in the theater. I'm well behaved in that regard.
I turn mine off. It's like I don't go to silent. It goes off. No risks. I don't be like, oh no, I forgot. No, off.
Have you ever gotten up and yelled at anyone in the theater?
Once.
What movie was it?
In all fairness, I was in the wrong.
Mark down the day and time, everybody.
It was 13 years ago, so don't get too excited.
Oh, okay.
I think most thing I did as a teenager were the wrong decision.
Okay.
It was during King Kong, like that, during that spider pit sequence and all the bugs are coming out. Like the entire theater was like, ew, ew. It was so I'm like, enough. That's enough.
People, these spiders. We say that's enough, like I've had enough spiders.
No, I'm saying that's enough of the ews. Like it went on for like 5 consecutive minutes. Like, enough.
I could see you doing that. Just like, enough.
Yeah, 13. I wouldn't do that now, but yes, 13 years ago.
Did the people respond in kind?
Yes. I mean, it was effective, but I was the jerk.
You really were. You were telling these people that their emotional reaction, their visceral reaction
was wrong.
Spider pit spiders is wrong. They're probably like, who's that freak who's like, this is a normal thing and you shouldn't be weirded out by it.
Just want to watch those spiders come out of rocks and eat a man's face.
Enough.
Yeah, I was the jerk there. I was awful as a teenager.
Sound guy, clip it. Anyway.
Yeah, I guess that's the show for this week. Weird note to go out on. We'll be back next week to maybe talk about the biggest movie of the year. Or I assume is the biggest movie of the year. Maybe Black Panther will be.
The Han Solo movie?
Will not be.
Okay.
Boy, I'll be really curious.
Super Troopers 2?
I don't know how that's doing. I don't look.
Well, it's not going to be number 1 this weekend.
Yeah. I really do wonder. You know what I bet?
What?
I'll throw it down now. I bet worldwide Avengers will win, but I bet domestically Black Panther will win.
Okay, I could buy that.
We'll see if I'm right.
We'll totally forget to follow up on it, but...
I mean, Black Panther's still in theaters. It was like number 8 over the weekend. Like, it's still in the top 10 movies.
It's still getting a ton of run.
Yeah, if you want to go see Black Panther right before this, go ahead. It's still there.
Why not?
Yeah, we'll be back next week to talk Infinity War.
All right. Well, if you really like the show...
Oh, yeah, we have to plug.
Yeah, if you really like the show and want to help support us financially, and by us, I mean Zach.
In all fairness, pays for the show.
It does pay for the show.
It pays for the website hosting, which we need for the show.
Fair enough.
Which is getting renewed next month, so I actually do need that change, that cash.
So go to patreon.com/editorsnotecomics for $1 a month. You can get the show a whole day early, depending on what my schedule is, if I have to push recording back a day.
If we're ever late, it's never me.
Yeah, it's true, because you have no life outside of the story.
I have a very specific schedule.
Yeah, so go to patreon.com. $1 a month gets you the show a whole week early.
A day early.
A day early, a whole week early for the other show, the Buffy Back Issue Bin.
Yeah, this week there's a really good interview.
There's also other
It's already
options.
out on Patreon.
You can be Duke of the Podcast for like $5 a month. And then there's another one where Zach will record your phone message for you.
Like Czar or something, I don't know.
Something like that. And then also, you can check out the store in person, 210 Water Street in Hollowell.
Everything's on the website, editorsnotecomics.com. Just go there. There's a link for everything.
Also, very important announcement about pull lists that you made this week.
Oh, yeah. I probably should mention that. Just because my order is due, by the time this comes out, it's too late, probably.
But going forward.
Yeah, because just with the construction, I'm keeping my orders pretty tight. So if you want something, let me know, because I make no guarantees right now.
Isn't there a special construction special?
No, that's just pull lists in general. If you have any subscription, there's a 10 to 15% discount on all comics.
There you go.
But yeah, right now I'm not, you plan for foot traffic and maybe people going like, oh, this is a big thing that's happening. Maybe I'll grab that as well. I am not going to be counting on a lot of foot traffic, is what it is.
Stop in the store.
Yeah, so maybe change my ordering habits. Make me order more things. But yeah, I mean, if you want a thing, let me know, because I'm not guaranteeing it any other way. I'll still be getting like big titles, but I'm not going to get a lot. Just not a lot extra. I think I have to play it safe for the time being, is what it is.
Yeah.
I gotta survive. That's really what this construction is. Just survive. Come out the other end.
Yes, in November.
And then they can start up again in the spring.
Yeah, but the spring will be easy.
Still gonna have to like do one side at a time, but yes.
Yes.
For the paving, yeah.
But it's not like they're not going to not have the road paved for the winter. They're not leaving the road dirt for the winter.
Be amazing.
Horse and buggy went by. How about a brick, like a cobblestone street?
I hate those.
Like,
yeah, fun to look at, terrible to drive on.
They're like a little back massage as you move along.
Yeah, good for your shocks.
Struts and other underneath pieces of your car.
Yeah, okay, this is a weird, long closing tag. We'll be back next week. Infinity War, baby.
Yeah!